Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Dearest Mother and Dad, Love, Ruth, John, Mark, Pamela, Patricia, and Peter. 1963, Part 137. This was based on the original publication, Small Shaw Family Memories Collection, or SFMC, number 56, published on November 27th, 2000. Letter from the editor of the SFMC. Yours truly, Peter J. Ray. Hello, everybody. How's everything? Merry Christmas 2000 and Happy New Year 2001. We've got another incredible issue for you good people out there in SFMC land. Here are some of the highlights. Mark had a rousing birthday party. John took the 10 boys to a Tarzan movie. Some mothers said the boys said it was the best party they'd attended. Mark had a football field on his cake. Patty wants a nurse's kit. During the Christmas season, Pam has been busy making gifts, dear child, and Mark has been trying to figure out how to make his money stretch. Patty is thrilled with her nurse's kit. We had a wonderful Christmas season, the best yet, as John says. With all our snow and so many things canceled, it was the first year that I wasn't too tired and we were all ready. I cooked a turkey New Year's. The children said the best they'd ever tasted. Mark and Pamela have telephones between their rooms now too, and Monopoly, so lots of fun. Last Friday night we went to the Big Brother Christmas party. There were about 200 people there, and it was in the First Episcopal Church behind Trinity Cathedral. Santa sat at the head of the aisle and we were at the back. They were calling out the names of the children to come up and to receive their gifts. Pamela went up for hers, and shortly afterwards, Peter started up. They hadn't called his name, but I guess he figured it was the thing to do. He was sort of flushed and had a glazed look on his face, but he plodded on. We didn't stop him because we thought he'd come back. It was so far up and so many people around, but he climbed up on the stage and up on Santa's lap, and sat there the whole time until the end when he got his gift. Mark went up to Santa to bring him back, but Santa kept him and got as big a kick out of it as we did. The sledding has been wonderful too. They have these round discs and almost fly. Last night was John's investment club dinner and dance for the wives at the athletic club. Very nice. I suggested they buy stock in McDonald's. So there you have it, dear readers. This Christmas 2000, we will continue with the live readings. May the force be with us all. Peter J. Ray. 20689 Beechcliff Boulevard, Rocky River, Ohio, January 6, 1963. Dearest Mother, I'm so sorry I missed your wedding anniversary, 40 years. Happy New Year. How nice to get your letter and glad that you enjoyed your parcel. We certainly hope Bud didn't have to pay duty either and wondered if Janet could use the muff. Thank you for our parcel too. John likes and can use the pajamas, and Patty is thrilled with her nurse's kit. Mark and Pamela will be writing too. I used my purse and we enjoyed the cookies. Peter likes his car and Patty her doll clothes. We had a wonderful Christmas season, the best yet, as John says. With all our snow and so many things canceled, it was the first year that I wasn't too tired, and we were all ready. And of course, the children were so thrilled with everything. We went to Dick and Joan's Christmas Eve for a lovely ham dinner, and Santa Claus came. We went to 11 o'clock p.m. communion and to John's folks' Christmas Day for a wonderful Christmas turkey dinner. We went to 3 parties New Year's weekend, and I cooked a turkey New Year's Eve. The children said the best they'd ever tasted. Very young, and today we had Dr. Bender over for dinner and a nice visit. When Mark was in first grade, the children all had chicken pox, and John's mother brought the turkey over, cooked, so you are following the same steps. We had measles when Peter was only a few weeks old. We are going to Marion, Ohio tomorrow for Uncle Frank Freilich's funeral, Aunt Mary's husband. I'm sorry about your dream about me spanking Peter. I wouldn't spank him at all, rarely any of the children. but I did have a bad fall down the stairs carrying him. I broke his fall but hurt my hip. Thought it was broken, but only bruised, almost black, about a 6-inch area. I cried. They're good children. We had a fine Christmas vacation. Mark and Pamela have telephones between their rooms now, too, and Monopoly, so lots of fun. Pam's a good skater. Mark was at the yacht club skating today. Good night and thanks again. Love, Ruth and John. 20689 Beechcliff Boulevard, Rocky River, Ohio, January 8th, 1963. Dear Mother, last Friday night we went to the Big Brother Christmas party. There were about 200 people there, and it was in the First Episcopal Church behind Trinity Cathedral, unused now as a church. Santa Claus sat at the head of the aisle and we were at the back. They were calling out the names of the children to come up to receive their gifts. Pamela went up for hers, and shortly afterwards Peter started up. They hadn't called his name, but I guess he figured it was the thing to do. He was sort of flushed and had a glazed look on his face, but he plodded on. We didn't stop him because we thought he'd come back. It was so far up and so many people around, but he climbed up on the stage and up on Santa's lap and sat there the whole time until the end when he got his gift. Mark went up to Santa to bring him back, but Santa kept him and got as big a kick out of it as we did. As John said, he was the belle of the ball, and of course we thought he was so cute. Yesterday we went to Marion, Ohio to Uncle Frank Freilich's funeral. He had a bad fall, injured internally, a ruptured colon. Aunt Mary is so thin and has cancer. Fortunately, we sent her a poinsettia plant with 5 blooms for Christmas. I sent Aunt Norma a gift box from Knott's Berry Farm. Aunt Mary's address is Mrs. Frank Freilich, 387 Blaine Avenue, Marion, Ohio. I wish you could have seen our Peter. We had Dr. Bender here for dinner Sunday. We're going to a Big Brother dinner tomorrow evening. Good night. Love, John and Ruth, Mark, Pamela, Patty, and Peter. 20689 Beechcliff Boulevard, Rocky River, Ohio, January 17th, 1963. Dearest Mother, tomorrow is Doris's birthday. We hope all is well at their house now. We understand you've been having cold weather. We have too, so I've been staying in this week catching up. Peter and Patty are almost over their colds that Mark mentioned in his letter. Mark and Pamela have been enjoying skating at Rocky River Park across the street. The sledding has been wonderful too. They have these round discs and almost fly. Pam's Brownie troop all went skating Tuesday, and Monday night they have their skating lessons and do so well. Tonight, John and I are showing our trip slides to the J.C. Auxiliary downtown at the Carter Hotel. John had 9 luncheons this week, a 4-hour dinner meeting today, so he's quite tired. He was main speaker at the downtown Kiwanis luncheon, about 200 fellows. He was supposed to speak last year, but was bumped by the governor, Lausche's presence in town. A friend has asked if the smock dress pattern that you made Pamela comes in a larger size, about number 10, and if so, where she could get it. She asked me a couple months ago, and I keep forgetting to ask. If the 7.5 socks were too big for Janet, would these 6.5 be okay? I have some 6s in yellow and green and blue, but knew you'd like to take little things over when you go. How did they like the things you bought for them while here? Tomorrow night is the church supper, and Saturday we go to the Shelleys. We're having a Brownie Mothers meeting here next week. Love, John, Ruth, Mark, Pamela, Patty, and Peter. 20689 Beechcliff Boulevard, Rocky River, Ohio, February 3rd, 1963. Dearest Mother, thank you for the parcel for the kiddies. The fudge is good too, but a little dried out. Should be. Pecans are my favorite. Should be wrapped in saran wrap or foil. I thought I'd better explain Pam's letter. She made you the pot holder. I asked her what she's like, and she suggested what she'd like, and she suggested at first an English cup and saucer. She has 3 that are hers for when she grows up. Then she suggested the bracelet. I bought her a real gold one for her birthday and a gold charm when we went to Niagara Falls. Patty put it under her pillow one night and it disappeared. Either the cleaning woman threw it out or... I told Pamela I wouldn't get her another expensive thing until they were more responsible, hence the letter when you asked what she'd like. We've had a busy time. We had a brownie mother's meeting here, so cold my cleaning gal didn't come that day. One of Pam's brownie friends' mothers is in the hospital, and we had 2 of her children here for 3 days and 2 nights, so we had 6 children. Friday night, Ann White's had a lovely dinner party. The Garretts were there also, and then we went to their dance club at the Statler Hotel. I got a new black cocktail dress and wore the stole John brought me from the Philippines. Last night was John's investment club dinner and dance for the wives at the athletic club. Very nice. I suggested they buy stock in McDonald's. Last Monday night I had my roommate from the co-op and her mother for dinner. They were here from Alabama for Frances to receive her doctor's degree. She's colored. They seemed to enjoy their visit here. Love, Ruth. Lake Erie Junior Museum, 28728 Wolf Road, Bay Village, Ohio, Trinity 1 7404, located in Huntington Reservation, Cleveland Metropolitan Parks District. February 9th, 1963. Dear Mother, we were so glad to hear that the socks fit Janet, but was surprised too. She must have tiny feet, for Peter takes a size 6. I think by the time they are washed and dried, the dryer shrinks things, that they'll be too small. However, wee Joan is coming along. I was also pleased that she liked the birds. They kept Peter amused in both the crib and playpen, and he still likes them. I wanted some for the others, so finally bought them myself for Peter. I hadn't heard from Doris at all, and Bud wrote from Saskatoon, but he just said that the children had opened Janet's gifts. I also sent a pink sleeping bag for her and cute shoe booties. I'll try to remember to enclose some socks. Today is my day to work at the Science Center. It's always interesting out here. We have an atomic science exhibit on now and a new animal, agouti, from South America. It was priced at $300 but donated to us. I was going to the drive-in bank yesterday since I'm treasurer of the Women's Board. I hit a parked car, a new Buick, and dented the door. I felt so bad about it. No one was around, but I left my name and phone number, and the woman called me. I called the insurance agent, and he said he'd take care of it. Patty said, "Mommy, was that your first hit?" I said, "Yes," and she said, "I thought so." When I came home from church last week, all was quiet. The children were getting over their coughs, so we kept them home. Mark and Pamela were playing together, and Patty was playing her piano in her room. But where was Peter? Patty stopped playing and said, "Peter, if you'll be quiet, I'll let you out." And there was Peter shut in the closet, a real captive audience. John said it was like something I might have done to Bud when I was a little girl. Later, Peter voluntarily went back into the closet, sat down, and she shut the door again and started playing again. We haven't had a newspaper for about 3 months, so I bought Patty the Jetsons comic book, which Peter read avidly. I took him to a meeting the other day, and I said, "Do you have your Flintstones book?" And he said, "Not Flintstones, Mom, Jetsons." One morning I was standing eating my breakfast, and he said, "Sit down, Mommy, at the table right here." I think he's going to be a sharp one. Mark did get the cold, so missed 5 days of school, but he got over it fine. He got all A's and 1 B on his report card also. Tomorrow the center is having a mystery trip, a drive of about 100 miles round trip to some interesting spot. Mrs. Vogler came Wednesday when I went to a meeting, and last night when we went to a movie and brought the children a big box of homemade cookies. Next week we plan to go to the Lakewood Little Theater. to see the miracle worker Helen Keller's story as a child. Also, the JC Auxiliary Board has invited us to their board and dinner party over in University Heights, Monday. I taught Sunday school yesterday. They tapped me on the shoulder in church and asked if I'd take the kindergarten. I'm to take all March also. They're Patty's age, and I like that class. One little girl said, "Goodbye, Mrs. Red." Patty is looking forward to March so she can be in my class. I had the nursery when Pamela was that age, and she still remembers it. Yesterday after dinner, our whole family went skating, even Peter, and we all enjoyed it so much at Rocky River Park. It was just beautiful. The lake is frozen too, and down there it's like the Antarctic, snow on the ice and piled up. Patty and I went for a walk on the beach, and it was lovely. She enjoyed skating so much that she asked me to take her today also. So Patty, Peter, and I skated all afternoon. Yesterday, an elderly gentleman, 78 years old, was skating very gracefully, but while he was standing, he fell, and they took him to the hospital in an ambulance with a broken hip. Had to have a pin in it. John has his investment club tonight and poker game. He won $175 last week. Mark and Pamela go to their skating lessons. Your letter, Bud's letter, and Doris's letter all came about the birds. Did they know the sleeping bag and booties were from us also? Your parcel arrived today. Mark takes a size 12, so it's just fine. He weighs 76 pounds, and Pamela takes a size 10 and weighs 80 pounds. I weighed 49 pounds at 8 years. She can wear hers soon and is so pleased. I got her a new red coat and new red galoshes too. Thank you for the parcels. I had not realized I hadn't written. I seem to be so busy always. Tonight with John out, I fixed wieners for the children. Peter said, "I want a hot dog." "Hot dog? Doggy? A hot doggy?" About 5 times. You could hear him thinking about the significance of the words. Good night. Love, Ruth. Now we have some letters from the children that Ruth included in her letters to her mother. And the first one is from Mark. Dear Grandma, thank you for the candy. It was delicious. Did you make it yourself? At school I have Gray Y on Thursdays at 3:45 when school is over. For Gray Y we sell different things. This month we are selling tickets for $1. When you buy a ticket, you go to a place where they are selling Christmas trees. You pick up one, and if it costs $4, then you would show them your ticket, and the tree would cost only $3. The money goes to building a Y building. On my report card, I got all A's and 1 B. Your grandson, Mark. Here's another letter from Mark. Dear Grandma, thank you for the car and code blinker. Peter said that he likes the car too. At school, I have not been absent once. If I make it through January, I will get a card that says I have not been absent the first half of the year. I probably won't make it because Patty and Peter have colds. Your grandson, Mark. And here's a letter from Pamela. Dear Grandma, please may I have a charm bracelet? I would like a gold one. I would like a gold maple leaf charm with it. Thank you. Love, Pamela. P.S. Thank you for the Dutch dolls. Thank you for the fudge candy also. Now we have 2 letters based on the original publication, and the first is from Tessa J. Dolina in Quezon City, Philippines, the former secretary at Resolest Educational Center. Dear Mr. Ray, greetings to you and your family. Amidst the crisis our country is facing now, I still managed to finish reading issue number 56, and may I say it lightened up my spirits, starting with the cover photos. The family pictures you had on those winter season snow-covered walks and streets were quite a sight. This particular season, which I only read in books and magazines, always keeps me wondering how it feels to be out there in the snow. I particularly liked the letters dated January 8 and February 9, 1963. It kept me amused. How come you have only a few letters now? I am used to reading quite a number every issue. The clippings on the Space Science Fair sort of reminded me how modern technology has contributed much to the improvement in this field at this stage in time. Thank you again, and I hope there will be more letters in the next issue. Tessa J. Delina, Quezon City, Philippines. And finally, we have a letter from John S. Ray, Ruth's husband and my father. Dear Editor, SFMC number 56. What a beautiful picture of our family on the front cover. On our 1962 Christmas card. When only 3 years old, Patricia wanted a nurse kit and was thrilled when she received it. Shades of things to come. I'll never forget the Big Brother party in the Great Hall behind Trinity Cathedral when Peter, who was only about 2.5 years old, walked all alone through the big crowd down to the stage and crawled up on Santa Claus's lap and stayed there for some time. He really brought down the house. Ruth suggested that our investment club buy McDonald's stock. We should have taken her advice. Thanks for reminding me that Mark and Pamela had telephones between their rooms. I had forgotten. Keep the good work going. Love, Dad. John S. Ray, Cleveland, Ohio. To be continued. Well, that concludes today's presentation. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you next time.